the message being just to the Arabs? No. It just happened that the Prophet was an Arab and was born into the Arab. But after the death of the Prophet, even when the Prophet was alive, he did send letters to the Persian and to the Byzantine and to the Coptics. He sent them letters. These letters, he was asking them to come to the fold of Islam. After the death of the Prophet, then the Muslims went to spread Islam.
But how did they spread that? Because that's now we've moved on to a good point.
Yeah.
We're talking about spreading. Now,
Spreading, yeah.
for me, I don't think how Christianity has been spread, Islam has been spread, I don't think they have been just. And I'll explain why.
Okay. Yeah, explain why.
I'll explain why. For example, Christianity and Islam have been, to date, one of the most invasive practices, right? Meaning, they're the only religions so far to date that have gone to other people, enslaved them, and indoctrinated them. The Christians did it, the Arabs did it, right? That's because, for example, Senegal. When the Arabs went to Senegal and enslaved these people, before the Western slavery, they weren't Muslims. They were doing their own thing. But what's happened is you've gone there and said, listen, no, we're going to civilize you and you have to follow our religion. Well, I'm from Ghana. Before the British went to Ghana, they said, look, no, what you're doing, we revered our ancestors. That's what we do. We have our own practices. These are people older than, these black people are older than you. You're going to older people that this is your story, you must adhere to it while enslaving them. That's why they've been so invasive today. Now when I go back home to Ghana, I see Christians, I see Muslims, and those that practice African spirituality, we look down at them and say that's black magic, that's this, and that's that. That's my point.
That's your point. Okay.
That's my point. That's what I've seen in history.
Now, do you believe in a deity? No.
I'm a monotheist. I believe in God.
In
I
God,
believe in
yeah.
one God. Yeah.
So, this God that we believe in, his
Yeah.
name is Allah. That's the God we believe in as Muslims.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I understand, yeah.
Even Arab Christians, they call him Allah.
Yeah.
If you look in the Bible in
Ilah,
Arabic,
yeah,
Allah.
this I know, yeah.
Allah in Syriac, Allah in Aramaic,
yeah,
the same.
yeah.
Ilahi, Elay, Elohim, all Semitic sister languages. Yeah. This God has told us through prophet, to worship him.
Okay.
So the message is an international message. It's to all. Now, when this God, the Almighty, commands a command, as a believer, should we follow that command or not?
It's up to you.
No. Yes, it's up to you.
Remember,
As a believer.
No, it's not a knowing.
No.
It's a belief.
No, I believe,
Yeah.
and Allah tells me to pray, so I pray. He tells me to fast, I fast. He commands me to give charity, I give charity. He commands me to go to pilgrimage, I've been to pilgrimage. Whatever Allah commands me, I do, because I want to be a righteous believer.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah,
God has sent us the command saying that He is the only true God and that He ought to be worshipped by mankind. Now, we believe that those who are not, they're oppressing themselves, and they are disobeying the God who has created them. So,
Okay, I agree with that.
Muslims, as Muslims, we want the goodness for everyone. So let me tell you one thing. I think you compared us enslaving, and you compared us to the Christians with constant.
Same thing. It's the same thing
No, I'm coming there.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
coming there. No place where Islam has been has stayed non-thriving. Look at Spain, 832 years. 832 years, and everything came there. What is the enslaving in Spain? Nobody was enslaved. You're talking about Africa. Let's go to Africa. The first country that the Muslim went to, where the Prophet has sent them, was Ethiopia. Did you know about that? When the Muslims were persecuted,
Yeah.
And the Nagash, who was the king of Ethiopia at the time, Abyssinia, I should say Abyssinia, yeah. Abyssinia of the time, the Prophet sent him Muslims to live amongst his, So, do you believe that the Muslims will repay the kindness with injustice? No. The slavery and everything else didn't come with the first armies that went.
Yeah.
It came well
I'm
after.
still referring that.
After they were Muslims.
No.
After, look, when Islam entered Africa,
Yeah.
you know when? In 622.
Yep.
622, 7th century.
We had our own practices.
Listen to me. If the Muslims, look at this so that you know carefully. Muslims, okay. Muslims, whenever what they do, this is that how they should give 3 days. 3 days, they come to a place and they send. They have the choice. They give you 3 choice, which the Christians never did, or the pagans like the Normandic, like the Vikings and that never did, which is accept Islam or give jizya, a tax, or we fight. So most of the places they didn't even want to fight. They either accepted Islam or they paying a tax and living.
What was the third one you said? And to fight.
Or to fight, yeah, or to fight.
Now, do you understand how arrogant and egotistical that is?
No, it's not.
Okay, hold on. I heard you. You are going to another people's land, right? And saying to them, accept our way, for we have the truth, right? Abandon what you've been doing, and
Which
come
is
to us.
paganism.
But that's what I'm saying. That's how you see it. And when you have these books, it carries ego arrogance.
How
right?
can it be ego?
Because you are going to another people's home, and especially note this: these people are older than you.
It's got nothing to do with age.
Hold on.
It's nothing to do with age.
It has everything to do with it. Now I'll tell you, because these practices are older than yours. Hebrew, that's the inception of your book. Yeah.
Are you a Hebrew Israelite?
No. I'm monotheist. Even that, I don't agree with that.
Okay.
This book is 3,000 to 8,000 years old. That's how old Semitic language is.
Yes,
The people that you're going to have practiced these things for more years than that.
Look,
it precedes that. So wait, hold on. Let me land.
Okay.
So when you're going to another people and you're telling them, accept my way, take what did you say, jizya? Was it
jizya?
Yeah. Or fight.
Yes.
You're going to another people and telling them you have these options, or you must die. That's the arrogance and ego.
It's
that's
not arrogant.
the same
It's
practice.
not arrogant.
Hold on. Let me say one more thing. Then I'll let you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's the same approach that the Portuguese, let's say for example, the Portuguese in the
Mozambique.
1600s,
In Mozambique.
and Angola.
Yeah.
They sent Barreto, the church sent Barreto. They went to the Angolan and said, look, you must leave your practice, get baptized, and bow to Portugal.
Yeah.
If not, you must die. We will come here for war. You see, that's that ego, and that's why today.
But there is a big difference. There is a big difference in what they say.
Yeah?
They
I'm
ask
listening.
to abandon. We don't ask people to abandon. We ask them, you know what, jizya?
You said it was paganism.
No. Look what I'm saying to you. You know what's jizya?
No.
Jizya is you pay a tax.
Yeah.
You pay
Like
a
zakat.
tax, like zakat.
Yeah.
But no, actually, it's
Or
a
is it-
lot
no.
less than zakat.
Zakat is charity.
Look, now that, zakat is
Yeah.
charity. Jizya nowadays, it would be the equivalent of $30. $30. As a Muslim, I pay a lot more than that on my money. So at the end of the day, people used to, but you remain on your religion. You remain on your religion. No one is gonna come and put a sword to your death. But I tell you what, as a monotheistic person, you would agree.
That.
Which is worse? For us, Allah has commanded us to spread His religion.
Right.
Okay.
But has it been done justly?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you.
Oh,
when you are given these three, let me give you an example. Let me
Right.
give you an example that has been done justly.
Yeah.
When the Muslims went, the Muslims army went to Spain in 622. Before they went, you know that the gods,
Yeah.
the Nordic, Nordics,
Yeah.
they came, they enslaved the Catholics in there that were in there. So the Catholics, when they heard about the Muslim, they asked them. The army was 32,000. How can an army of 30,000 takes over the peninsula, the whole Iberian Peninsula, until 30 kilometers away from Paris in less than 5 years? How can that happen? If it wasn't with the help of the people. The reason why, because no one enforced them to abandon their religion, and no one has tortured them, enslaved them like what the gods used to do. Like what the gods used to do. So people either accepted Islam or have remained, and the Jews too, they were there, have remained on their religion. During 832 years, wouldn't you think if this religion was unjust, there will be reminiscence of Christianity or Judaism?
I'm not saying that it's unjust, right? I'm saying that when you go to another people, right?
That's what you inferred to. That's what you inferred to.
No,
you
the practice of spreading the word hasn't been just. That's what I'm saying. You're giving me the perfect condition of how to spread the word, right? I'm saying to you, it hasn't been like that accordingly, because over time, majority of I'm from Ghana. Majority of the West African, right? Their slavery to date started when the Arabs came there and enslaved these people and indoctrinated them for over 1,200 years, right? Then, and remember, we weren't Christians at that time. Then the Christians came on a boat, on a westerly course, on a boat named Jesus, right? They've enslaved them and indoctrinated them. That's why now Angola have left their practices and they're Christian.
Yeah,
that's why Cote d'Ivoire has left their practices and now they're Muslim.
You're saying, look, when the Muslims were there in Africa and there are so many kingdomship, they were Muslims.
Yeah. No, they weren't Muslims.
Look, when the Muslims were there, they were Muslims.
When the
in the 7th century, the 7th century, Islam spread in Africa. I'm talking about the 7th century, not our 7th century, but your 7th century.
Okay.
The Common Era, 622 from the Common Era.
Yeah.
Now, people entered Islam. By the way, you say enslaved them. A Muslim does not enslave a Muslim. But let me tell you one thing which you do not know. You know, Islam, the religion of Allah Jalla wa Ala, is the only religion that tells you to expiate sins that you free slaves. Did you know this?
I know this. I know this.
So for me, if I commit a sin, as an expiation from that sin, I go and I buy slaves and I free them. Show me any other religion that enslave people and then just free them like that.
The instruction is just, right? But what has happened?
Yeah, but you can't.
Follow that
you
practice.
cannot. What's your name, by the way?
I'm Frank.
Frank. Ibn Hazm. Yeah.
Ibn Hazm.
But Frankie, look, you cannot, and this is. You'll be unfair if you do. You cannot. For example, the mistake of some leaders make that tarnish the religion, teaching the religion.
That's what I'm doing. That's not what I'm doing.
No. But what I'm saying to you, if I can give you that, for example, some commanders of the army and that they might have committed mistake, and I can give you one. Look. In the time of Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, one of the Umayyad caliphs. You know the Umayyad. Have you heard of the Umayyad? Okay. The Umayyads are the one that entered Africa. Okay. Umar ibn Abdul Aziz was one of their caliphs. The caliphs of the Muslims at the time. And the army went to like propagating Islam.
Right.
So they came to this place and they just went in. So the leader of the people sent an emissary to Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. He said to him, look, normally you give 3 days, you send an emissary and you give 3 days and you give 3 choices. None of this was done by your commander. Your commander came and he invaded. And we feel that we've been hard done by. You know what the command of the Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, the Caliph, he said he sent a letter to the commander to abandon the city and come on the outskirts of the city with his army and send a letter with an emissary to the people, giving them their choices. And you know, when the people, they saw that, they embraced Islam because they knew the justice that is in there. Now, for the mistake of one person, one commander that was overzealous, overzealous, yeah. For his mistake, I cannot tarnish. But when that came to the just ruler, he straight away redressed it.
My position is this, right? Most of Africa, who are Muslim today, they have a history where they didn't naturally gravitate towards Islam. A people who are Muslim came to them, have enslaved them, right, and indoctrinated them.
Where is your evidence that they have enslaved them?
So it didn't happen.
No, slavery did happen.
Yeah.
But do you understand that Muslims?
I give you evidence.
No, Muslims, African Muslims were enslaved. African Muslims were enslaved.
They weren't Muslim before. They weren't Muslim before Arabs came there.
Look,
I can show you the evidence if you want.
I'm not saying that they were Muslim before the Arab got there. That's not what I'm saying.
Wait.
I'm telling you that their enslavement was not with them when the Arab got there. The enslavement started in 15th century, 16th century.
Yeah. And how long did it last for? It lasted for over 1,000 years, correct?
No. What 1,000 years? 1600 and 1500. It lasted about 300, 400 years.
No, that's false. That's 100% false. Let's be fair. Let's be fair.
Check it. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Google.
I'm a fair person.
An honest question. I'm not gonna be biased. How long did the Arab Muslim slave trade exist on Africa? Right? So this is my question. Is it fair? I can end it if you want. I said, how long did the Arab Muslim slave trade exist on Africans? Right? Type it up. More than 13 centuries. Yeah, look, you can read it. It says, yet the Arab slave trade, a major component of African history, lasted more than 13 centuries.
Yeah, but look, what is this? Wikipedia. Wikipedia.
Wikipedia, but brother,
this is Google.
No. You have to check the source of the information.
That's what I was gonna do.
No, brother. As a man of color, you know Orientalists. Most of the information is collected by you. So you're going to their source that would lie.
I'm going to African people.
Where's the source? Who is the African
How
people?
long did the Muslim in slavery last in Africa?
That's why even you see when it comes to videos, I always ask people, before you send me anything, validate it.
But the thing, we know, I proved it to you. I proved it because I know. Okay, hold on, wait. Let me.
Yeah.
When you
brother, lower your voice.
Well, why?
No. We're not arguing, brother.
No,
it's something I have to learn because I have a loud voice. So I'm trying to train myself to.
Yeah, but it's tone. It's speaking to corner.
No,
You gotta say, lower your voice or something. That's like super imposing.
When you're speaking to an elder,
Look,
fair enough. That's true.
do you want me to tell you? Frankie. Do you want me to show you? No. Do you want me to tell you why it's a lie? Why it is a lie?
Which one is a lie? Which?
The 13th century. So the Muslims went in the 7th century. Do you agree? They went to Africa.
I know they went to Africa.
In the 7th century. From the Common Era. 622. 622, yeah? 622 they went to Africa.
So it is documented. I don't believe that it's that specific time, but that's what's documented.
Now, if I follow this, I'll just debunk this for you. If I follow this, it says over a millennium, yeah? Over a millennium,
So is it
1300, yeah. Now you know damn well,
Yeah.
that as from the 15th century, the Arab, apart from the Ottoman, the Muslims,
Yeah.
apart from the Ottoman caliphs,
Yeah.
most of Africa was taken by who?
Christians.
Well,
By
later on,
Christians,
it got taken over
by
Christians.
Christians.
Yeah.
So how come that